So the game's called Ethnicity or Americanized, so I'm going to show you a couple foods, and you have to tell me if you think that it's Americanized or if it's just from somewhere different. So the first one, spaghetti and meatballs. Is it Italian or is it Americanized?
Italian.
Go ahead. Americanized.
Bruh.
When I went to Italy, actually that was the first thing that I got because I wanted to see like, oh, what's different or not. Believe it or not, they looked at us like we were stupid because they're spaghetti, but they were like, why do you need a meatball? So what they do with theirs, they don't have like, chunks of meatballs all in it. They looked at us like we were like stupid because they were like silly Americans. The next one.
Oh,
Okay, fettuccine alfredo.
that's Italian.
Next.
It's in Olive Garden.
No,
What?
exactly, Olive Garden. That's a big thing because that's what I get every time. They have fettuccine, but they don't do the same. They don't go through the same recipe as we do. They use it differently, and usually they'll have tortellini more often because when in Florence, tortellini was like famous. Rome, big cities more in Italy. We're more into that. Next one. So appetizer, garlic bread.
Italian.
Americanized. Yeah, keep tricking you guys. Whenever at dinner, usually that's whenever we have appetizers. They have a different system where we go places, we have a salad soup, and then we have the big meal. The big meal. That's not the way it goes. It's big meal salad, big meal salad. But we start off with this, topped with tomatoes, and different places have the different herbs with it. So it's something different every restaurant we went to. Okay. So as you see, there's some big distinctions when it comes to what we think in America, whereas when you actually go overseas, you see a complete difference. So as you saw from the first one, I'll be talking about the distinctions, America versus Italy, and then we talk about the complexity of another culture, just as in different cities, Rome isn't the same as Florence, Vatican City is different than the rest, and then some of the historical significance, because a lot of people in this class have been overseas, and they've also been, actually 4 out of 4 people in this class actually specifically said they want to go to Italy one day. So there's a lot of history to it that I really enjoyed when I went. The distinctions. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but Europeans kind of perceive us as really stupid and ignorant because we pretty much are, I'm American and we're all proud of where we come from a little too much. But you'd be surprised how, we don't know that much. We're pretty ignorant. For example, whenever we went, a lot of people speak English. It's something that's not known because, you're in Italy, you think we speak Italian. They're taught to learn 3 languages by 4th grade. They're expected to, you don't pass another grade unless you know another language. So when we go there, they sound like they're speaking it better than we do. Also, a big thing is that a lot of Hispanics that went on the trip, they just spoke Spanish. Because Spanish and Italian are very close, so is Portuguese. They're all really close. So it was really easy for them. A lot of people were lazy. They didn't even try. Gracias in Spanish, grazie is hello, is thank you in Spanish. Next slide. So the food is phenomenal there. It tastes more fresh. It's not as, all the GMOs like we hear genetically modified food in America. This right here is called a Kinder Egg. It's illegal in America. You're not allowed to bring it over. We tried and they tossed all of ours out of our backpacks. What it is there's a toy inside of the chocolate, but America doesn't do it because we know our kids are probably going to choke on the toy. Unlike other countries where they actually just take the candy out. Working out, they say that we work out a lot more here, because our tour guide, Julia, she told us about how when she went, there's a dynamic fitness everywhere, and you guys eat a lot. But they eat a lot too. Actually, every day, average-wise, we walk 12 miles, actually. The currency, they have euros. Of course, they don't have dollars. Dollars is an American thing. And they don't have pennies, so you don't see a lot of money or change on the floor. Government, of course, it's different. Vatican City is not a democracy. Vatican City is absolute monarchy by the Pope St. Francis. And 19 people are a form of Christianity in here, so I'm sure a couple Catholics can know the Pope, hear about him. Cultural norms, their day is completely different than ours, whereas we do chores and this. They're way more laid back. One of the things that I love about them is that we sell for gelato every 2 hours. Gelato is Italian ice cream. It's creamier. There's different types, and it's only $1. So just imagine every time, and it's on every corner. It's like their own personal Starbucks. That was one of the things that I loved about it. Coffee in general. I know everyone loves Starbucks. Everyone goes crazy over it. There, it's much cheaper, and it's more milky substance, and it doesn't taste so cheap. It actually tastes like chocolate, like it's a dream come true. Entrepreneurship. They were selling selfie sticks everywhere. And the thing that I love about Italy is that they don't it's $2. You negotiate your price. One of my friends, Raina, she got one for free because she pissed off the guy so badly. Where she was like, well, I just want it free. That guy offered me one. He got pissed off, tossed the selfie at her, and just walked away. And we were like, all right. The streets, it's cobblestone. For you guys who don't know, that's not comfortable to just walk in heels or flip-flops. Everyone wore tennis shoes because, as you can see from this picture, that's kind of how it looks. Vehicles, that is the only truck I saw. And the trucks, all the vehicles are very tiny, the lanes are tiny. People drive differently. At a stop sign, you don't have to stop. You can keep going. And if you want to walk, you might want to prioritize what you want. Because we saw people get ran over, and everyone was cool about it. They were chill. They were like, all right.
My kind of place.
It's different. It's scary. So complexity of another culture. So there's different cities, not all of them are the same. They're all completely different for different types of people. Here's Vatican City, here's Florence, Rome, Orvieto, and Assisi. I personally love Florence the most because it's for the shoppers. Rome is Colosseum. We went to the catacombs. I'll talk about that more. Assisi and Orvieto, they're the smaller cities. They're more historical based because Italy is known and they're proud of the heritage that comes with being Christian, Catholic. They have a long history of different saints. So Assisi, it's the birthplace of St. Francis, and he was known for actually a lot of, he stayed in his mountains. It's 13,000 feet elevation. So literally the hills are just going everywhere. Every time you go up, there's a chance of going back down. And the one thing that we loved about it, it's interesting because every city, it's kind of different how you want to approach it. There we have pilgrimage. He's a hermit. And what they do is, it's like 50 degrees. We went in spring break and it was still 50 degrees. And he has promised his life to stay celibate. He stays in the mountains. He has no shoes. All the way up here, he was blue. And he only wears that under. He only comes down to the common area on his Sundays, which is the day we were there, for church. So people take their religion very more seriously there, to heart. Next one. Orvieto, this was one of my favorites. There's a lot of churches, there's a lot of, Christian heritage that comes with it, so that's something beautiful. And this one, it was humongous, and it was made in the 13th century. And a couple of times it got taken over, but it still stays. And the thing that I loved about it is inside, there's a whole depiction of the Bible. They basically defined on this side of the wall what hell's going to be like, and then in the front, it's all how heaven's supposed to be. And it's about Gothic. I know a lot of people, in our history classes, we talk about Gothic and world history or whatever, but they make it so high up as a metaphor, basically to tell us that this is the highest we can get to God, to heaven himself. The food was awesome. Lasagna, best lasagna. This right here is crepes. And then there's gelato on this side. Like I said, gelato every 2 hours. It's heaven. We ate a lot of different foods. It was really great. I gained 10 pounds, but it's hard because we walked it all off. Another 12 miles to go. Florence. This is the biggest basilica in the world. It's humongous. This is 400 steps. We walked, it's literally about this desk length. So imagine squeezing, going up, going back down, just because everyone was tinier back then. Of course, we know who this is. The creepy naked guy.
Who is that?
That's David. Like, you know, from the Bible. Like, you know, here in our class, like, he's the giant naked God. Like, everyone hears about him. His David. Like, he's from the Bible, if anyone, you know, Goliath and David or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's, like, yeah, he was tiny in the picture. The dude was like, we were like looking up like, okay, wow, that's humongous. And like, we had to wait in line for like 3 hours to see this. It was like, really, different. Yeah. But yeah, when we got up here, that's the view of everything. Florence is way more for shopping. Everyone gets mugged here. Like, it's how it comes. If you're smart, it doesn't work. We actually sat on the road just watching people get mugged. It was kind of funny. Because people aren't that intelligent. I mean, it's a marketplace. Like, come on now.
The people that didn't get run over got mugged, so
Yeah,
just watch it.
one way or another.
Stand by and watch it.
Yeah, that was my favorite. It's tortellini covered in truffle sauce.
Ooh.
It was so good. Like, I was trying to just get more, and it's awesome because the restaurant that was right here, you're looking at this, so you're just sitting here, good meal, looking at just this giant basilica. It's really pretty inside. We can even walk the entire way because it's so like long, such a long distance. Rome, the Colosseum, we went inside. I would say Rome I felt like it was kind of estimated, I guess. I mean, like everyone talks about like Rome's the best place and all that, but I still go for Florence. Rome had the Colosseum. We went into the catacombs where the early Christians, because you know they used to be persecuted. We went underground. We saw dead bodies because there's been archaeologists who have gone down there and got lost for 20 years or so and just died down there. So that was lovely to see. We saw old places that used to be homes. That used to be someone's house, BC times. So that was really interesting. And then Vatican City. Vatican City is the big spot. It's the smallest country in the world, and it's mostly where the Catholics are. 9 Catholics are in here from my survey. And these are his guards or whatever. And I kind of judge their outfits, but they're always there when he is. I'm Christian, I'm Baptist, so I didn't really understand Catholic thing, but he was in the city at the time, and whenever we heard that, all of the Catholics jumping, were pushing us away, some people started crying, and I was like, why are you crying? And they were like, because that's the closest to God we feel like we can get to. That's who he is brought down. So I was like, oh, okay, you learn different things. And just because, from an entertainment standpoint, there's no Netflix, there's no Pinterest. So when you go when you go watch TV, he is literally on every station. The dude has his own marketing team or something, because, he was everywhere. I keep turning channels, and, you just see, Pope Francis doing this today, doing this one. I'm just like, okay, we get the point. I got it. But, yeah, this is him whenever he came into office, and we were actually there. So, yeah, Vatican City is one of my favorites. And then lastly, the historical significance, of course. Rome is known for a lot of persecution going through all that. Vatican City, they believe Jesus touched this. They believe that they've had it for a long time. So there's this long line. I got to touch it, pure gold. I don't know if it's a myth or not, honestly, but I just thought that's kind of cool. I mean, pure gold, honestly. Or the fact that, Jesus touched it. Florence, this is the Sistine Chapel. I know a lot of people don't know about it because I didn't know about it. Michelangelo did it. It's illegal to take pictures, so that's why I took pictures. But the thing that I love, I didn't understand the importance or significance because people in Italy were actually crying over this. I don't know if they're more sensitive to it. But he took 13 years to do an entire ceiling. And they explained that he did about this much of a square every single day. I mean, could you imagine that, only a square every single day, just small depiction. And it's mostly the entire Bible story on it. But yeah, they took up phones and everything, but it's not legal unless you get caught, so what the hell. Yeah, they take it because you're not supposed to take pictures. And if you talk, you're not allowed to talk. It was really silent. They'll ask you to leave. It's very sacred there. They have to keep keeping the I forget the word, but because you know, it's so old that they have to kind of keep it chemically intact, I guess you can say. So the pros are traveling international food adventures, sense of accomplishments. We went up the mountains, this is Assisi. It took us about 2 hours just to get all the way up. We could barely breathe when we got up there, but I have to say that it's worth it, and it's one of those things that, you know, you're just so proud to be able to say that I got to do something that much, you know, 8 in the morning back home where it's noon or like 2 in the afternoon there. So yeah, traveling makes you a storyteller. I love traveling. I plan to go to London or Scotland next summer, so I really like Europe a lot, and it's taught me so much about like how there's more to this world than just living, you know, small town Manville, or how not that nothing's wrong.